Good evening.
What's going on, man?
Howdy, Rich. How are you?
Oh, getting ready. Everybody around here is getting ready for, it to be snow and ice and all that kind of crap, even though it's not going to be that bad. But of
Lots of
course,
toilet paper, lots of groceries, huh?
bro, I'm telling you, they say the first word about that stuff, and everybody in Central Texas, their butts pucker, and it's like, okay, we got to clear out HEB. Sure as shooting, man. It's not. It's become a humorous thing now. Um, we're supposed to get it's supposed to be below freezing for like 3 days. Low temperatures in the teens. It's nowhere near what we had in 2021. 2021 that was brutal. I mean, that was worse than Pittsburgh brutal. When it was
We're
single
supposed to.
digits for like 4 or 5 days, and we had like 11 inches of snow and ice, and power was out, and all that kind of garbage. Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
that
it's
super? Wasn't
nowhere
that
near that.
super? Wasn't that Super Bowl week?
No, no, that was it was like the third. I want to say it was like like right after Valentine's, if I remember right. And yeah, it was ugly. It was straight out. It was ugly. Um, but you know, we uh we made it. We lived through it, and it got hairy there for a hot minute though. So, but it's going to be all right. It's supposed to get wild Saturday and Sunday, um, and then just be below freezing on Monday, and then it's going to be fine after that. So no big deal. My sister-in-law and her husband live in Memphis, and they're project excuse me, they're projecting that they're going to get like 18 to 26 inches of this stuff, of snow.
I think we're supposed to. I heard up to a foot. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. I don't know what the hell we're doing.
No, and we really don't know completely until like tomorrow night. It could change 5 times between now and then. So you really don't know until like the day before. You have an idea, but you don't really know. The one thing I do know is that the NFC Championship game shouldn't have any kind of craziness outside of normal craziness in Seattle, weather-wise, and the AFC Championship should have the same thing. It's going to be cold. There's a chance of some snow in Denver, but nothing insane or crazy like it was this weekend. There was more snow this weekend
Yeah,
than
Scott. We're supposed to get what Monday through Sunday and the Monday morning. I believe that's what we're supposed to get a hit with the snow. I think that's what Scott means the day after.
uh, but I think we're gonna, as much snow and all that as we saw watching the games this past weekend. Uh, I don't think we're gonna see that this weekend. Um, but I do think we're gonna see a couple of really good ball games. Um, I have not lost my faith in the Broncos. Um, that former Baylor Bear, Jarrett Stidham, that quarterback. So you know, special. I got a chance to cover him when he was here, so got a little special place in my heart for old Jarrett. And I mean, the guy throws a pretty ball. He throws a pretty ball now. If they can just get him some time, I think he'll be all right. Um,
Sounds like Scott's ready to
but
go to the mountains with that comment. 12 to 15 up there in the mountains.
yeah, yeah, 12 to 15 inches. I mean,
Great for skiing,
snow.
snowboarding, and all that good shit.
Yeah, snow fans' dream scenario out there. But yeah, my one daughter just came back from Colorado going skiing and all that for the first time. And, she was all excited about that.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't you be?
Yeah,
Well,
no,
Rich, I don't know if you saw this yet. 1 hour to go. Looks like we're not going to get Brian Flores. Signed the extension with the Vikings today to stay their defense coordinator.
okay. I didn't want Flores in the first place.
I'm just saying.
I'm not
I
disappointed.
didn't want him either, but it was a big topic.
And I understand that. And if we would have brought him in as a DC, okay. But not to
I
bring
don't
him
think
in
he
as the
wanted
head
to come
coach.
back here after everything. I don't think he wanted to come back.
I think if with Tomlin being gone, he probably would have been okay with it.
If what?
I bet you he probably would have. But I just
That coaching sucks.
The way this coaching thing is setting up, and you and I kind of talked about this yesterday a little bit. Miami, okay. I'm not excited about signing Elfrey, but okay, fine. Tennessee bringing in Saleh, I thought was a stupid move. You're trying to groom Ward.
So
Why
you
would
bring
you
in a
bring in a head
defensive state
coach?
quarterback.
And you bring in a head coach who could not give three craps about a quarterback. And unless you got some sort of a ringer in your hip pocket, come in as OC, that could have been the worst move possible for Cam Ward. With the movements of the last few days, I mean, Harbaugh taking the Giants job is not a bad deal. I mean, he's getting Jackson Dart, he's getting Cam Scatabo, Malik Neighbors, hopefully not Wan'Dale Robinson. Hopefully Wan'Dale Robinson's wearing a Steelers uniform next year.
I think he's going to
Theo
stay now. I
Johnson,
think he's going to stay with. I think
he
that
wants
Harbaugh
paid.
presser was pretty good. Scott, I completely agree with you, buddy. I wasn't ignoring you. I was just waiting to get my talk in there. I think we would have got the same with Flores if we would have brought him in as well.
I don't think so. I think it would have been a worse scenario with Flores. The big thing, like we talked about, I think last week, big thing that I have with Flores is that he is not organized. That was his problem in Miami. That place was a disorganized mess. And you can't have that if you're going to be the head coach. So, I mean, you can't. I don't care what team it is. You can have an experienced team, a young team, whatever. You cannot, under any circumstances, have disorganization all over the place. Scott's saying he thinks it's McCarthy. I hope not. There are worse choices. Saleh being one of them would have been a horrible choice. I think Flores would have been a bad choice. But there's a few others that I think I would rather have. Clint Kubiak, I don't think would be a bad choice. I'm not saying I don't want a defensive coach, but I don't want a guy who is 100% defense and not concerned about the offense. You know what I mean? I want a guy that's a little more in the middle on this. So, and I saw that Mr. McDonald is now the OC for the Chargers. So that takes him off the
Good.
table, becoming the OC in Detroit. So that's got to make Jeremy mad, our buddy from Open Mic Night.
Jeremy is live. Jeremy is live right now on his channel. He is going live tonight. I did talk to him a little bit before we went live, checking in on him, making sure he was all right. In case you didn't missed it, yesterday his uncle got put on like the final days of
Oh man,
hospice.
dude, I didn't hear that. No,
Yeah, I know you were watching a little bit last night, but we talked about it in the beginning.
I gotcha. I'll have to reach out to him there. But yeah, I mean, I know he was really hoping to get McDonald in there for OC for Detroit.
Scott,
And he's gonna.
what about Scott's comment? What do you got to say about that?
Oh, the McCarthy thing. That's what I was talking about a minute ago. I don't really want McCarthy, but there's worse options.
He was in here today for the interview.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
you knew he was.
sure it wasn't a far drive.
No, I mean, and he's a Pittsburgh guy and that kind of stuff. And like I say, there's a worse option. There are worse options out there. The biggest thing to me, though, is I'm having a hard time seeing the Steelers bringing somebody in that's that seasoned. Does that make any sense? I mean, McCarthy's like 64, 63, something like that. Um, but I think the Steelers are looking at a guy somewhere in that same range as Cowher was when he got hired, that Knoll was when he got hired, and Tomlin when he got hired. Uh, Late 30s, early 40s. Um, that kind of guy. Which is why I'm really surprised that his name has not come up anywhere yet. Unless
Who's
he
that?
is really flying under the radar, is Cliff Kingsbury. Um, you know, maybe he's just flying incognito. I don't know, but
Maybe no
there
one wants
are
him.
guys. I don't know why.
I mean, there's
I
11 vacancies right now. And then I brought up that other one that we talked about on the phone last night before I
well,
got
no, there's
on
only
over the mic.
six. There's only six vacancies now.
Now, but there were.
There were 10.
Right. Well, I mean, then I
Yeah.
brought up that other one that you talked about last night with the
Hmm.
possibility if they win the Super Bowl, McVay stepping down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the word is if the Rams win the Super Bowl, Stafford's calling it quits, which makes sense. He's 37, 38. Go out on top, MVP season. I still say he should win the MVP over Drake May. Um, Win the Super Bowl, go out on top. There's been talks about McVay getting out early for a long time. He doesn't want to spend. He's made it public that he doesn't want to spend 25, 30 years coaching. He's made more money than he and his family are going to spend in a lifetime. And it would probably be good timing. The Buffalo job is open. If the Rams job came open too, I would venture to say Coach Stefanski is probably going to be kicking himself in the ass for jumping so quick. But at the same time, you're going to have to get a new quarterback in there because, as you see, if Stafford goes, if I'm thinking correctly, your starting quarterback is Jimmy G. Um, which I'm not saying Jimmy G's bad, but he's not going to get you to a Super Bowl.
No, definitely not.
And the free agent market is not exactly loaded with quarterbacks. So, I mean, your top two are probably Kyler Murray and Kirk Cousins.
Chucky's kind of in the same category as Brian Flores. Need to drop a lawsuit to become a head coach.
Yeah, but Scott's right though. Chucky is very high on Will Howard. Just like I am. I mean, you've heard
I'm
me
high on
talking
him
high
too.
on
You
Will
know
Howard.
that.
I think he's a Ben starter kit. I really do. And I don't know if you watch the Manning cast at all, but whenever they do Monday Night Football, I cannot handle Joe Buck. He just makes my ears hurt. Um, but I'll watch the Manning cast, and they had Ben on for the last game, and they asked Ben about getting into coaching, and he said, "I no, don't want to do it." because could he be a fantastic coach / mentor to Will Howard? Absolutely. Because they're kind of cut out of the same mold. But he's wanting to spend time with his kids and all that kind of stuff. So he wouldn't be coming in as a coach, but could he be an advisor on a part-time basis? Yeah. Get a chance to work a little bit with him in Latrobe and that kind of deal. Sure. I think that I honestly think he's the guy that if they brought in now, before you lose your mind on this, because I know you're probably going to have a small aneurysm when I say this. If they bring in
Never,
Kirk
not
Cousins,
me.
yeah, if they brought in Kirk Cousins
I got him on my
to be the
fantasy team,
backup,
so I'd have a
to be
quarterback.
yeah, but to be the backup,
I have both. I have both of them. I have Will Howard in both of my
yeah,
dynasties.
but
Three
I'm
of my
just saying
actually,
to be the
I have
mentor.
Will Howard in all three of my dynasties. Actually,
But if you brought in a guy like Kirk Cousins to be kind of a mentor, teacher, player coach, whatever, let Howard start and have Cousins work with him. I think you could really see some good progress in Will Howard next season, depending who the head coach is. You know, McCarthy, if that was the situation, it might be a good spot for McCarthy. My only thing for McCarthy is I'm willing to bet you he's not looking to spend 10 years there. Like I say, I don't think he's looking at being in his 70s coaching the Steelers. So be that as it is.
well, it would be close to home.
Well, he would be. I mean, and that's always a plus, and, it was really funny because they were talking about that the Steelers should bring in Cignetti. And I said, "There's no."
Hmm.
I think Cignetti is plenty happy where he's at, what he's doing. Call it good. I still think Marcus Freeman would be worth a phone call, though. If I'm bringing somebody in from college, that's the guy I'm calling. Is Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame.
Yeah,
And as much as I
completely agree with that. I'd like to see Marcus Freeman. Hey, Don, if you're still listening, who would you want to see be your head coach? He's a Baltimore fan, but he lives in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a thing earlier today with a layout of who people thought were going to go where,
Oh
and
yeah, I didn't see that.
and yeah, it was on Facebook, and I should have saved it and I didn't. But NFL Network had one, and there was a couple other ones. But when you think about it, I mean, who's the best fit for Baltimore?
I have no idea, and that's where we need to talk to Wilcox and Matt
You
and
you
or
got to bring in an
Charles
old
even or
you got to bring
Charles
in
even.
an older guy.
I have not even heard Charles say anything about who he wants either.
I
He's
haven't
been
either,
quiet
but
lately.
it's got to be an older guy, because if you bring in a right off the turnip truck coach with Lamar and Henry both and Andrews, they're going to run over this guy. They're going to push him around, and he's not going to. It's going to be like, and trust me, I'm not counting any of those three guys in this category, but it's going to be like LeBron with the Lakers. We all know who coaches the Los Angeles Lakers. It's the guy wearing 23. I don't care who the hell's in the suit. The guy wearing 23 coaches that team. It's going to be the same way. If they don't bring in somebody that's a little bit older, with a little bit of skin on the wall, that can walk in with immediate respect and say, "You guys sit down, shut up." I don't think Derrick Henry would make as much of a stink as Lamar would, because as long as you're giving the ball to Derrick Henry, he ain't going to care.
Rab, you're
Um,
welcome to join us if you want to pop in real quick.
but I just that's one that they need. They kind of need a guy that's got a little bit of skin on the wall.
Well, Rav's listening. He gave his answer. Who he thinks?
Jesse Minter. Well, but see, Jesse Minter's got a lot of respect around the league, so it might be a case, where that's that's why I say he's got respect around the league. He has respect in the building. That might not be a bad way to go. Might not be a bad way to go at all. I'm also curious to see what Cleveland's going to do. I mean, remember all those rumors right at the very beginning about Prime? Remember how those have all been shut down?
I don't know Cleveland, but it could handle that.
When Stefanski was first fired, the first things I heard from a bunch of people, bring in Dion. Everybody's talking, bring in Dion. Okay, yeah, right. I haven't heard a word about it in about a week and a half. It just is completely. I don't know who wants the job. Who really that? Would be. It's kind of a catch-22. A young guy going in is going to have to deal with a bunch of BS. And
well, then you have to like that. Well, then you have to like that quarterback. You have Watson on the back burner. Cleveland created this disaster.
They did, but an experienced guy,
and you still have Daniel Gabriel, or Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah,
yeah. And now you're running back. I mean, you had two good rookie running backs, and Sampson, and then who's the guy that broke his leg?
Judkins.
Yeah, Judkins.
Yep. Yeah.
But you have to deal with the media Shador standards.
Well, and that's why I say, a guy like a McCarthy would be a decent fit there, because again, he's not going to take any of the BS. He will not take any of the BS.
You're right, Scott. They have a really good defense.
They do. I mean, they've got, one of the best pass rushers in football, some of the best defensive backs.
Corey Swissington.
Yeah, I mean,
should get. Did he get Defensive Player of the Year for rookie Defensive Player of the Year?
I hadn't seen it. I think so. But I haven't seen anything. But I do know this much. You're right. You are 100% right. That is a complete and absolute shit show up there. I
love going to the games there, though. It's so fun. I was just about to say that Edmonton's playing Pittsburgh tonight in Edmonton. Gino needed a goal, Rich. Gino needed a goal. He played that game the other night. I understand we won big. We won, what, 7-3 or some shit? But Gino had like 5. He looked so nonchalant. I was like, what is going on with him? Like, he was just making passes and they were just getting picked off. Like, he was just like looking like telegraphed them. Like, man, you could have picked them off. And that's horrible.
Yeah. I still, you and I kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago. I will be pretty stunned if he goes past
Calgary tonight. Edmonton must be tomorrow then. I know we're back-to-back in Edmonton or Canada, whatever.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada, for you Lance Storm fans out there.
My bad.
But yeah, I think Gino I think this is his last go round. I'll be pretty surprised if we don't see him and Letang and Crosby, if not at the end of this year, at the end of the next one. Done.
We have our Ravens guy on hold, Rich. We're going to bring him in.
Or I guess. Come on, Rav.
You didn't have to change your background. You could have stayed at home.
How are you guys doing there?
Good
to see our dream team, our leadership there. I was just talking about on my show tonight, like how it's been about a year now since I've been working with you guys. So yeah, I think it was about this time last year.
Well, it's always a pleasure, man.
Yeah, absolutely. From what I'm seeing today, and I was hoping and thinking it was going to tell him that Jesse Minter pretty much is going to get the job. From what I'm seeing, he's a defensive guy who's a former Ravens assistant, but he has the one thing you guys were talking about. He has a good relationship with Lamar already, even though he was on the other side of the ball. Lamar really likes him. Lamar is really, I think, pushing this or helping as far as the politics of it. So I think Lamar really likes Jesse Minter. And I think the Ravens do want to, Eric DeCosta note. I think they kind of want it to stay there. Like, get a former Raven, a guy who's they work with, et cetera, like that to keep that going. So I do think that's what's going to happen. I think Anthony Weaver is kind of the same guy. I don't know if he's ready to be a head coach yet. Anthony Weaver hasn't been as good of a D coordinator, but he's played for the Ravens. He got drafted by Ozzie Newsome, so I think those are the ones. I think Weaver might wind up on the staff as well. I think that's why they've been talking to him so much.
What'd you think of the Harbaugh presser of New York? I'm sure you watched it.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. Typical John Harbaugh. It didn't nothing surprised me about what he saw and how he was, and I think John Harbaugh is going to do fine in New York. I think like what we as Raven fans, Steeler fans, like the standard we have is not what's going on in most of the league. I mean, McDermott getting fired was kind of crazy to me. I mean, that was just, to me, insanity. The Giants haven't been good for a while. He goes.
We talked about this though. We talked about McDermott getting fired on the open mic a couple weeks ago. We talked about this. We said if he does not make the Super Bowl, he's probably going to get let go.
Jamie thought we were crazy though.
Yeah, we talked. I'm sure people did think we were crazy, but I mean, I texted Rich before, and I'm like, what if the Steelers would have done this in 15, like when we had Brown, Bell, and Ben, and all of a sudden in 2015, after we didn't make the Super Bowls, I would have been completely okay with like all that talent and no Super Bowls. I've been completely okay with that. As long as they came out and said we're letting go of Tomlin because we didn't make the Super Bowl with this team, I would have been completely okay with it.
Tomlin and Harbaugh have been around a very, very long time. I think after 15 years, 16 years, 18 years, 20 years, you can disagree with that, but you move on. You need to start thinking about that regardless of how good they were, even if he was really, really at that point, you got to start thinking about it. McDermott, my goodness. I mean, they act like they were any good before he got there. They 98-50 was his record. Won the division 5 times. Went to the playoffs 8 out of the 9 seasons. And really, they got ripped off. Like, that was a catch.
Brandon Cooks caught that ball.
I mean, Allen was terrible. And you're letting him go. You're going to hire Brian Daboll.
Maybe, and I don't know if they're going to hire the link. Is there something going on between you and Marcus about this?
You guys called me to come on the stream, right? And yeah, I went into Marcus's stream. I asked Marcus about.
Is he live right now too?
Yeah, he's live right now. I asked Marcus about Braun Breaker, but they're. I don't. That's more than I would do. Like getting rid of McDermott.
I heard your.
Oh, okay.
When is this interview with Jeremy gonna happen?
Sounds
Jeremy
good. Sounds good.
He did. This is the first time hearing about it. I haven't. I responded. Well, I just reached out to Jeremy, and I haven't read the message.
Charles reached out to me, and he wants to have a little conversation with me. I was like, "That's awesome."
Oh, okay. Well, you're telling me because I haven't read.
Oh,
I think Jeremy has a very interesting story. How he became a content creator, the reasons for it, why he's doing it. I think it's fascinating. I think we're gonna start our conversations on Super Bowl week there, and so hopefully we get Jeremy as the first one there in there as well. I think Jeremy's. I think that's fascinating. I think a lot of people would like to hear that.
Right.
But I didn't know. You told me. So
they told me on the phone when I was talking to him right before we went live, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." I was like, "I love it."
Well, that's
Charles
awesome.
I'm
going to consider that book.
Calling you Rab. When the people say your name, I'm like, "Who the hell is Charles?"
She needed a card.
I keep forgetting your name, Charles, because I call you Rab.
I get called. You can call me whatever you want, brother. You call me. They call me Rab. You could call me Charles. You could call me. A lot of people call me Charlie. I grew up. It was Chucky. My mom still to this day. She's 80-something years old. She calls me Chucky when she sees me.
Chucky.
So yeah. My wife never does it. She's the one person. I think wives do. They never call you by your. They always call you by your government name, Charles. I don't think she's ever once called me Chuck.
Charles, get your ass in here.
Yeah, she's upset. Yeah, that the kid. What are the Steelers going to do real quick? I mean, McCarthy, is that a please, Aaron?
I don't know if I can talk about
Well, Brian Flores is out for sure. I'm sure you saw that. He got the extension in Minnesota.
No, did he really?
Yeah, he got the defense coordinator extension this morning, I guess. I don't know what time or anything. I just saw it posted on Facebook. So
I think the thing with the lawsuit is probably right.
I'm assuming Facebook's right about that call. McCarthy's been called in. He got an interview today, but I really didn't see anything come out of that, as far as anything said. So I don't know much about it, but I know he was in the house today.
I'm surprised they'd even consider that. It's got to be for Aaron Rodgers' sake. That's the only thing I can think of why you would even.
And he's a Pittsburgh guy. I mean, he grew up 10, 12 minutes from the stadium. So it might have been just a Yinzer Homer thing, too. Or who knows? Maybe they're interested in him. I have no idea.
I think he's a decent enough coach, believe it or not. I think he's probably in a – I think, if he had taken the Giants job, that would have been, instead of Harbaugh, I think that would have made a lot of sense. I think, like Arizona, that would make a lot of sense. Somewhere where he can kind of do his own thing and build it up. I think Pittsburgh – I would think they're looking for the next Mike Tomlin, next Bill Cowher, next young guy to lead them for another 1,000 years.
Well, then you have to remember, too, the last time, McCarthy beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
Now it's 10. What?
That's true. I mean, I think he's understated as a coach. I think he actually is a pretty good coach. I actually think he's a decent coach. But again, they usually – he's going to be older.
Anything with Dak. Couldn't do anything with Dak or CeeDee Lamb.
They were decent enough in Dallas when he was there, I thought. I mean, not a Super Bowl or deep in the playoffs, but they were.
And he had Micah Parsons, and Trevon Diggs, the young Diggs. I mean, he had a good roster. Didn't do anything with it. That's what scares me.
I think the Steelers need to find a young guy because y'all need to start over. I don't.
I would love to see Marcus Freeman. I don't care what they say, but that Notre Dame team is a mess.
I think Marcus Freeman would be good. I mean, I think anybody should talk to Marcus Freeman as far as a head coach. I think Clint Kubiak, Chris Shula is a name out there. I think he might get the job.
I think we already did a Zoom call with him. I think we already did a Zoom call with Shula.
It keeps changing.
Yeah. I don't know if it was Zoom or he actually flew in. I can't see him flying in, though, during prep week for the championship game.
Well, they can only give a Zoom call while they're still playing. I think that's a rule. I don't think they're allowed to actually have in person unless they're actually eliminated. So like John
The
Harbaugh team
gave
wasn't in the
permission.
playoffs, they could go talk to
I
him.
thought we really talked to Shula though. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
I've heard
could
that
be.
name, like Chris Shula as well. I think Clint Kubiak is an interesting one too. I think like his dad was a coach, Gary Kubiak's son. Did a good job with Sam Darnold. I could see the Steelers doing that. I think they were interested in a brother, like Clay Kubiak, though. I saw that.
I don't know what route. Omar Khan, I haven't figured him out yet. I did figure out that he really called Tomlin in that office somehow and said, "I'm going to bring you in everyone you want, and if you don't make the Super Bowl, you're done, or you're stepping down." That's what I think happened. He literally brought in everyone who Tomlin wanted. It wasn't, it wasn't the Pittsburgh way to trade or do all that stuff. He brought all them players in Tomlin, and Tomlin didn't do shit with them. I understand we made playoffs, but it wasn't the expectation.
I think Tomlin was forced out too. I think they would have paid the contract because they keep saying he wasn't fired. I think they would have paid the contract because he had a contract left on his contract, but there was no extension coming. And once Tomlin realized there was no extension coming, he hit the door. And that's kind of what I told, what I said in open mic and to Kent. Like he's not. Why would he stay around? For what? To what end? He's got money. He's got any opportunity he wants. Why would I stay around if you're for sure kicking me out? That's what people do when they quit. When I've lost jobs, I quit before they fired me every time. If they're for sure firing me, I'm for sure leaving.
At the playoff game. That was crazy. I got to hear a Fire Tomlin chant at the playoff game. And I didn't start it.
No, you weren't the only one.
No, my son was videoing, and he's like, "I got it. It's on camera." Josh was with me at the game, and he's like, "I got it on camera." So he was excited.
Yeah, are most of the Steelers fans happy about this, like Tomlin being gone?
No, Rav, log in to Facebook and go to Twitter Nation or go to Steeler Nation and just follow the comments. Like, now all of a sudden the people that wanted Tomlin to stay are just in a rage. It's the other way around. It's 50-50.
I didn't see. I saw the same thing with Harbaugh. I didn't see anybody really, for the first time, defend him when he got fired. I mean, other than like, thank you for everything he's done as a coach. He won a Super Bowl and all that. Thank you for that. But I didn't see anybody say that were the only people I saw say that were non-Raven fans, like outside people. I didn't see any, like in the Ravens groups that I'm in, anybody say, well, this is bull crap. This is no, you shouldn't do this, etc. I didn't see that. They were all like, thank God that
you knew it was time. Like,
yeah, now time. Like, okay, well, who's the coach? And they're picking apart all the coaches and everything like that.
I think a lot of people were upset because we were like getting rid of the above 500 season. Everyone thought it was great. This whole town fell into it where 500 is great football. The winning culture in the playoffs doesn't matter as long as we did good in the regular season. I think that's a lot of these fans are upset about. But you want your diehards, and you're like, we want Super Bowls. We don't want this crap. We don't care about regular season.
He didn't have a quarterback. And in the NFL now, if you don't have a quarterback, you don't get. It used to be like when I was watching with the Ravens years ago, you could have like bad. Like we had some bad quarterbacks, like not NFL level quarterbacks, and still won games. Because you had Ray Lewis, had Reed, etc.
You won the Super Bowl with Johnson, did you not?
We won the Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer. Tony Banks started most of the games that year. Like that's not going to work nowadays. That's not going to. It's not going to work.
But you're saying you need a quarterback. Trent Dilfer was not the greatest quarterback. He was a game. Yeah, he was a game band.
That's my point. That's back in the day. Nowadays, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. You can't, not for a whole season. We'll see about Denver here, I guess, like losing a quarterback at the end. But like you can't have no quarterback.
Rich likes Jared. Rich likes Jared Stidham this weekend.
No, Southern Maryland.
I'm not sure they would have won with Bo Nix. That's what made it easier for me to pick New England. Because I'm not sure even if Nix had played, I kind of was leaning more towards New England anyway. I think New England is really good.
I just want to know how you fracture your leg and you're able to still walk on it.
With a hell of a lot of pain. That's how you're able to do it. I think he only played like a little bit of the game. I think the adrenaline, as soon as that game was over, though, he was done. He can't. You can't.
I just didn't understand. I'm like, how are you still walking on that? Like, shit's gotta hurt. Like you couldn't even see a limp.
What do you want to do?
Where did Rich go?
I signed up for one because
I don't know.
I'm not signed up for her yet. Supposed to do that tomorrow.
Adrenaline. Yeah, adrenaline, Scott. That's absolutely right there, buddy. Like you gotta have adrenaline.
Absolutely.
You know what? 1 hour each.
Right,
The Pirates.
You go live with me? Like, what time did you go live? I didn't even know you were going live today.
That's 3 hours.
Every Wednesday at 8. Right now, I'm putting it on your channel here. It's going to be on at 11. We hope if we can get this uploaded, whatever, about 11 o'clock. But every Wednesday at 8 o'clock on my channel, and then your channel, it's a little bit later, like 11:30, 12, like this. So just do it a little bit later for that.
Yeah,
Except for the instant reaction, like after the game Monday night, me and Dylan were on live on all the channels. The instant reaction is live on all the channels as well. So we'll a lot of these interviews we're gonna do, they're gonna be live on both channels now. So we're doing that like it is as well. And thank you for telling me about Jeremy, man, because I didn't know. That
I thought you knew. Like I thought you guys talked about it. That's why I was like, he reached out to me on Facebook.
Well, I sent
guess
the message
you hit him
before.
on Facebook, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the interview or conversation with Rav," and I'm like, or Charles, and I'm like, who knows Charles? I keep forgetting, like we just talked about, like I totally forget.
It's Raver.
I think I'm the only one that really calls you Rav all the time. I never say Chuck or Charles.
They all call me Rav. All the guys in the jar, they all call me that. Like Jason, I don't think he knows my name. I don't remember Jason ever calling me. Even in message, hey Rav, how's it? You know, I think he does that. I'm very appreciative of, and I said this on camera. You'll see it on there if you want. Very appreciative of you guys. Building my platform the way I'm just
yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Very appreciative of you guys
big contributor,
and all your efforts and everything like that. I'm I doing better than I ever thought I would. I mean, it still sucks. I mean, to a lot of people, but man, it's still. I mean, we're almost at 100 now on YouTube. Like the Twitter's almost at 1,000, 40,000, like almost at 50,000 views total. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that anybody who's watching as well. The stream Monday, I had it was like 100 people after the championship game. So yeah, so I'm just grateful.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You know, that's what this is here for. It's here to enjoy. It's here to grow. It's here to get the name out there. It's you know, hopefully I can get back to doing what I used to do, and that's finding people and having conversations with on open. Well, what I used to do a long time ago. But lately, I've just been Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm hoping to get Paul Hope on here soon because me and him have been talking like over a year, it seems like. And he's a San Francisco guy over across the pond, part of the 49ers.
Yeah, you mentioned him a couple times.
What's that?
You mentioned him a couple times. I think it's easier for me this time of year too. After the season is over, after football, like it's kind of hard. I always find it kind of hard, like because there's college football going on, and then there's NFL going on, and then there's School is just starting and the kids and everything like that. So I think like this time of year, I've kind of found that out. Like there's no Oriole games going on. There's no Raven games right now because we're not in the playoffs. So it kind of to get business done. This is kind of a cool thing to go ahead and get stuff done and all that other stuff. So right now, so as well. There's Rich.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, guys.
Everything okay, brother?
One of my girls just bought herself a new car, so
what'd she get?
First, Nissan Sentra. So first car she's gotten by herself. No co-signer, none of that kind of stuff. So
that's a great feeling.
She got a new one. Yeah,
good for her.
Good for her. She transmission was going out in her other car, and so they gave her a good deal in trade. Same dealership she got the other car from. And there we go.
Sweet.
Well,
that was my wife.
I'm gonna leave you guys to it because I'm still working here. So definitely though, Minter, I think you'll see that sometime this week is getting.
I was gonna ask you real quick, Raph. What do you think of your Orioles? Any good moves?
I'm still amazed that the Pete Alonso signed with the Orioles. Like more, not that they want him, but why they let him go. That's crazy. Like, why would they do that? That's considering what he signed for. So that's really good. They're going for it. I mean, I've never seen this. Like them. This been like a long time. They signed Pete Alonso. They signed Halsey. They may or not be in on Valdez. You go ahead, re-sign Zach Eflin. I think you're. The thing is that this division is going to be hard. Like the Yankees are still good. I think the Red Sox are getting better. Tampa's always sneaky good, and the Blue Jays just were in the World Series. So it's going to be hard to move, but they're trying to. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be that AL East is going to be tough.
The Bellinger just signed for like $1 zillion today. I mean, the Yankees aren't giving up. I mean, it's going to be tough in this division. But I think Alonso, the Mets are just stupid. I don't know why they wouldn't sign him. I don't know why, especially considering what they just gave Bichette. He's like injury prone. I mean, he was good last year, but like you're going to put him at third base.
Bichette was injured last year. That's why Adrian Gonzalez was in there, right?
And he was injured in the World Series. By the time he was basically in there with spit and wire. I mean, he gets injured a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but like, when he's healthy, he's a premier player to do what he did. Yeah.
No, when he's healthy, he's a great player.
The other part too is he does not have a third base arm at all. He barely has a shortstop arm. I think we're going to see a lot of work having to be put in by whoever's playing first. Digging balls out of the dirt and all that kind of stuff from Bichette, because unless he builds that arm up during spring training, he ain't got a third base arm. Sorry.
Well, you brought Simeon in. You brought Simeon in to play second because you wanted the defense. So now you kind of left putting him in third. But I agree with you. I'd put him at second and put Simeon in third. I feel much better with that defensively over third. No.
As a guy that watched Simeon play in Texas, no. You're not taking a Gold Glove second baseman off. You don't take a Gold Glove second baseman off second base. No.
I agree with you. I just don't. Yeah, I think you're right though about Bichette. I don't know how good he's going to be. Maybe they don't care. I guess. Go ahead.
And that should be an interesting combo with him and Lindor, second and short.
Offensively, they'll be fine. He can hit. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that should be a good double play combo with Simeon and Lindor.
Yeah, Simeon is a great defensive player. I think that was the main reason they did it was because of his glove at second base. Their defense was a little shaky at times last year, so I think that's the main reason why they were. But yeah, and again, I sound like I'm dissing Bichette. I'm not dissing Bichette, but like that's crazy that they didn't sign Alonso considering what he signed for. In the last thing, I don't know why everybody's mad at the Dodgers. Like Tucker was offered. I mean, he could have played for several teams offering him the same contract. He just wanted to play for the Dodgers because they're the Dodgers. They're going to win. That was the reason. I don't think it was any.
Well,
other
and you
reason.
saw. Well, you also saw the Mets got Luis Robert, right?
Yeah, they got Robert today. They're doing stuff, but
I think it's a great move. That's going to be one.
They didn't really
I think
give
that's
up
going to be
anything
one of
either.
those deals. No, but that's going to be one of those deals that you and I have talked about before, Adam, with a bunch of different guys. That a guy gets a change of venue, and his real talent comes out, because we all know Luis Robert can play. He was just in an awful situation in a trash team. You put him in New York with a halfway decent team, I think you're going to see this kid blossom. I'm not saying he's going to hit 50 bombs or something, but he's going to go back to his all-star ways. I'll bet you he hits 30, 35 homers this year and probably hits 275, 300. And the kid can play. But
I was
if I was talking
the
White Sox.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I agree with you totally, wholeheartedly. I think a lot of the times Chicago, I thought, was going to be good for a while. I mean, the White Sox, but for whatever reason, those young guys, it's kind of like a worse version of what happened in Atlanta. Like the young guys never became really good players. They're just kind of all like Vaughn, and then never really became Andrew Vaughn, and a lot of those guys, they just never really developed in the really good players. And yeah, you put Robert in New York, I agree with you. Plus, there's no pressure now. He doesn't have to carry the load. There's not as much to suspect of him. He's not expected to be the savior like he was in Chicago. You know, he could just come in and contribute, and that's always good for a guy like that, for a player like that.
Oh yeah, Acuna, was that his brother? Like went to the White Sox?
That's Ronald Acuna's brother, yes. Luis Acuna.
Yeah, Luis.
Yeah, there was another player too, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
he's a pretty good prospect. Luis Angel Acuna, he's a pretty good prospect as well. Like well-regarded, definitely top 200 prospect. So yeah, that's not bad.
I'm sure the White Sox got something, but they're prospects. They're not developed players. That's the gamble you take in baseball players.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, man, up the middle for the Mets with Alvarez behind the plate, Lindor and Semien second and short, and then you put Luis Robert out in center. It's pretty good. It's pretty good defensively, especially.
All right. So I do got to go, but I will say this. That division I'm not as sure about. Phillies, I don't know. Maybe the time is up for the Phillies. You know, they've been good for a while. Bryce, they did sign Realmuto. He's back, but Bryce Young isn't getting any younger. Trey Turner isn't getting any younger. They did lose Suarez. I don't know. Like they might still win the division. I'm just saying. Like I'm not as sure. I think the Mets, there might be room to move. Atlanta is kind of, to me, disappointing. A lot of those young guys really didn't become great players like they thought. As well, Michael Harris, Matt Olson's good. You know, I'm not as sure. I mean, but the Pirates are even trying to sign players. I've never seen that.
Yeah,
like the Pirates actually trying to spend money. I haven't seen that ever. Not as long as I've been watching.
We made a couple of moves. You know, I'm sure you heard me talking last year about Ryan O'Hearn.
Oh yeah,
when we signed him, that was big. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you plant his butt at first base and leave him there. You know, the couple of the moves they made, I thought were really good. They got a couple of young guys coming up. Yeah, I mean, the Pirates could actually be.
I'm pumped about that.
Contend for a wild card.
Ryan O'Hearn, you're gonna like in the situational. That's what I love about Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan O'Hearn doesn't just get hits; he gets it when you need it in a key spot. And that's the guy. It's one of those guys you want to see at the plate when you're in a key situation. That's the thing I loved about Ryan O'Hearn.
Yeah, and he's a left-handed stick, which definitely helps too.
Okay. All right. Good night, gentlemen. I got to finish here.
Thanks for hopping on, Rav.
Thanks, Rav. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, guys. You have a great day.
All right, you too, buddy.
You too, man.
So, Rich, this just came across my Twitter. Chargers running back Najee Harris said he talked to Mike Tomlin before he left the Steelers and he was advised to leave the team for the best interest by Tomlin.
Well, yeah, because he wasn't going to play.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't part of the plans. Najee Harris was when they drafted him. I mean, he was okay those first couple of years. He was good the first couple of years, and then he
That he
just kind of
was.
became very average. And that wasn't what they needed. He couldn't catch the ball out of the backfield. So, that he definitely was not part of their plans. They're 100% right. Wouldn't be surprised at all if Tomlin told him that. Not a bit. But I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting this year. It's going to be interesting baseball this year, and it's really going to be interesting come football season. With all these changes and everything.
I'm excited. So, I'm not excited we lost Danny Smith, though.
No, but I mean, to be honest with you, I was kind of figuring he was getting ready to hang him up anyway.
So
he's going to
retirement. He went to his retirement state, Tampa.
Yeah, he's going to Tampa. He may be there for a year or two, and then I think he's going to hang him up, enjoy his family and that kind of stuff, and just call it good. So it's one of those kind of deals that it happens.
I know, but Danny Smith is one of the more liked coaches around the area.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you put him in that Dick LeBeau conversation and that kind of deal. Everybody loved Dick LeBeau when he was here too. And you hate to see him go, but I mean, at least he didn't go to Baltimore or Dallas or something like that. So, we can at least pull for him. But yeah, I'm really curious.
We pull for Baker. We pull for Baker as it is. So,
right. I'm curious to see though what's going to happen between now and when we get together next Wednesday. Just in terms of the coaching end of stuff. I mean, there's 6 spots still out there. What's going to how many of them are going to be filled? I think most of them are going to be filled. I'd be very surprised if there were more than 1 or 2 left open when we get together again next week.
We'll see. I think our Cleveland job is going to be still in the search.
I think it will. I think Pittsburgh will be filled.
I don't know.
I think the Raiders will be
I think
filled.
It depends what the Rams do. I still think
but you're not going to know what the Rams are going to do but you got 3 weeks till you figure out what the Rams are going to do. Conceivably.
Right, but if the Steelers want one of those guys, they might have to wait.
Possibly, yeah. But
or you go after Sean McDermott, who's going to be hungry to want to get to the Super Bowl. That's the only thing.
I wouldn't be mad. Huh?
That's the only extra thing about Sean McDermott. He's going to be pissed off and want to win that Super Bowl and say, "Fuck you, Buffalo."
I wouldn't be mad at signing McDermott. There's a whole lot worse we could do. I think the Vegas job will be filled by the time we get together next week. I think the Jets job will be done by the time we get together next week. Probably the Arizona job will be too.
Did Aaron Glenn get fired? Did I miss something?
Or not the Jets job. I'm sorry.
Baltimore, the Ravens.
Yeah, the Baltimore.
I was like, what did I miss?
No, not the Baltimore job. What's the other one I was looking at?
Arizona.
No, I think Arizona, Las Vegas, both of those will be filled. But there was another one. Help me.
I mean, we got to worry about the Bills job now too.
Well, that one may be filled by next week too. I hear Brian Daboll's got the inside track on that one.
Yeah, I don't know what Jamie and Joe talked about last night. Obviously, we were live when they were live, so
Yeah, but I mean, Brian Dayball would be the obvious choice. He was the OC there for how many years? I mean, that would have been the first phone call I made was to Dayball.
Right. I don't know. I don't know.
He's a good coach. He's a good coach. He just didn't have the personnel.
But we will definitely talk more next Wednesday. Open mic Tuesday. Rich, we getting close to your show yet?
Yeah, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. That's going to be.
I wasn't sure. I was like, is
let me
it
look
this
at the
week
calendar. Yeah, February 2nd. Two-tire change. We'll be back. We'll have a lot to talk about. New playoff system, guys changing teams, the charter deal. There's all kinds of stuff to talk about. I'm working on it. Working on having my buddy back on that was with me last year. For those of you that don't remember, go back in the archives. Check it out. But yeah, I'm hoping to do that and have a couple other folks on throughout the course of the season this coming year. It's gonna be a fun year, I think, with the change in the playoff system. Definitely for the better. For all you folks that did follow the show last year, I had enough of the old playoff system, me and everybody else, and going back to the chase format, I think is a very smart way to find a true champion. So
this playoff thing was weird.
There was too many ways to manipulate the system.
They should have let the 4 cars just race alone then in that case.
Well, I don't know that I would necessarily have done that, but even before that, when Joey Logano got into the round of 8, because Alex Bowman's car didn't pass inspection, so he got disqualified, which dropped him below in points and Logano moved up. They should have just only moved 3 cars up. There should have been 7 cars running instead of 8 in the round of 8. Logano didn't earn that spot. So, and then he ends up catching a fluke win. I'm trying to remember where it was, Dover, I think, that got him into the championship 4, and then he ends up winning the championship because of it, when he should have never made it out of the final 12, out of the 12. He was eliminated. And then when Bowman didn't pass inspection, well, when that happened, it should have just been a case of, okay, he's gone too. So now we have 7 guys that move on instead of 8. But that would have made too much sense. So, and some of the old school NASCAR guys, particularly Mark Martin, have been really behind getting this thing set up right. But when you've got guys like a Richard Petty and a Mark Martin and a Jimmy Johnson talking about, that the system is massively flawed. Okay, I haven't been saying this just to hear myself talk. These guys are saying the exact same thing. Right. These guys have got way more skins on the wall than I do. So it's not just a case that I was throwing stuff against the wall to see what stuck. I'm working on, fingers crossed, I've reached out to his people. I'm trying to get an interview with Mark Martin to talk about this thing. I'm in the beginning stages of that, but I'm working on trying to do that. Because he was the major proponent in the meetings with getting this thing redone. So, he's really been the spearhead on this thing.
When do we get pitchers and catchers?
Pitchers and catchers, Valentine's weekend, the week after Super Bowl. And the Daytona 500 is that Sunday.
So we're waiting for the World Classic to get over.
Well, no. World Baseball Classic goes on during spring training. Pitchers and catchers report like somewhere between the 11th and the 14th. if you're playing in the World Baseball Classic, you're allowed to go early. You get like 2 or 3 days early. If you're not, then you come in like the 13th and 14th.
Gotcha.
As far as I know, the Pirates are going to have 2 guys in the Classic. Of course, Paul Skeens pitching for Team USA, and Spencer Horwitz playing for Team Israel.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. I mean, it's
what
a
is
cool
that kid's
event.
name?
I
What is
enjoy
the
it.
kid's name? What is the kid's name down in AAA?
You got to be a little more specific, dude.
Yeah, I can't remember his damn name.
You talking about Connor Griffin?
No, Connor Griffin's our shortstop.
He's technically still in AAA because he's got a minor league invite to spring training.
He better be our shortstop. I like this kid a lot. Oh my gosh, I
he's a
follow him and
top
everything.
prospect in the system. Huh?
I follow this kid and everything. I can't remember his damn name. Evelon something? Hold on.
What?
What?
Pittsburgh. Is he on the 40-man roster?
I don't know.
What's this kid's name again?
Esmeralyn Valdez.
Oh, as Marilyn Valdez? Okay.
Yeah.
Outfielder and first baseman? Yeah. What
Yeah.
about him?
He's on fire.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
Holy crap, Rich!
I wanna
Like the later we go, the more viewers we get. This is funny.
I want to see what the password does because Garcia can play, man. He really can. I mean, if you watched him play at all in Boston and that, the kid can play. So I mean that I would not be the least bit surprised if he ends up being our right fielder opening day. I think we could conceivably have 2 rookies in the starting lineup opening day with
Did
Griffin
you
and with
see?
Garcia.
Did you see the tweet by McCutcheon?
Which one?
The one where he went on a rant saying I could still play outfield every day, every game if they wanted me to.
Yeah, and he could.
I just want
He
to
could be
see
your
it.
everyday right fielder.
I just want to see it.
He could be your everyday right fielder, but I don't know that you can do that. The way they're sitting right now with O'Neal Cruz in center, with Reynolds in left, and then I still think Garcia in right. McCutcheon's going to be the 4th outfielder, and your buddy is going to be the 5th one. Your favorite Pirate. And then you're probably going to have Triolo at 3rd, unless they sign Suarez, which is still a conceivability.
I saw that.
But Triolo, Griffin, Gonzalez, probably O'Hearn at first, or Horwitz at first, one or the other. Davis or Bart behind the plate. I mean, that's not a bad layout.
Not bad. But after that, it's like a who's who.
Yeah, but that's your roster. That's your 5 outfielders. Triolo 6, Griffin 7, Gonzalez 8, O'Hearn 9, Horwitz 10, Bart 11, Davis 12. You only carry 13 position players. So you got 1 other position player. That's it. And you got 12 pitchers.
We still need that roamer.
Well, and that's where, a guy like man, I don't know, shoot. Maybe
I'm sure we're gonna have our opening day rosters and everything else. I'm sure we're gonna break that all down.
Freddie Peralta to the Mets.
Is that breaking?
Yep. Nine minutes ago.
Is that a trade?
Freddie Peralta. Yep, Freddie Peralta and Tobias Myers for number 3 prospect Jet Williams, number 5 prospect Brandon Sproat. Both of whom figured to play roles for the Mets in 2026. Williams is a shortstop, second baseman. Sproat is a pitcher. Freddie Peralta to the Mets. Okay. We're watching the decimation of the Brewers. I know that much. But I just saw that come across on MLB.com. Wow.
Jet Williams and Brandon Sproul were both projected to be on the 40-man roster for the Mets. So
yeah, that's what I was saying. They're projected to make they were supposed to have an impact with the Mets this year. But putting Freddie Peralta in that rotation, now we really are cooking with gas. Now we are really cooking with gas because you're throwing out there Clay Holmes, Sean Manaea, Tyler McGill, Kodai Senga.
Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
You still need that closer role to be filled. Losing Diaz.
They signed Devin Williams. They signed Devin Williams to be their closer.
I missed that one.
Yep. So, I mean, that's their ace. He's going to be their ace walking into the season. You got David Peterson, too. I mean, they've got 6 solid starters right now. Man. If they could get – I'm sure Vientos is going to have to play first because with them putting Bichette at third – so you're going to have – and they signed Jorge Polanco, too. So they may end up running – because I'm looking at their outfield, and the only really impressive outfield they've got is Robert and Soto. They may end up running Lindor or Polanco in the outfield. But boy, that's a big move for the Mets. It really is. That's a great move for the Mets.
Absolutely. That's crazy.
Boy. But going back to what we were talking about, that last guy for the Pirates, I mean, that could be one of a bunch of guys.
I hope it's Valdez.
Could be. But I'm also looking at, we didn't really, God dang it. Stupid screen dropped on me whenever. But I mean, you're looking at maybe possibly we forgot about Brandon Lau. There's your other guy right there. So, there's going to be some good players that get sent down after spring training. There really is. They'll keep Barton Davis up. Gonzalez, Horwitz, Lau, O'Hearn, Triolo. So that means Rodriguez and Valdez and York all go down. And then Cruz, Garcia, Reynolds all stay up. And Mangum stays up.
Okay.
They may go 13 and they may go they may go 14 and 12. Instead, yeah, they're going to go 14 and 12. So they go 14 and 12, okay, carry 12 pitchers. Because they'll carry Ashcraft, Chandler, Keller, Skeens, and if Jones is ready, they're going to carry Soto, that's 6. Santana is 7. Nicholas is 8. Ledzinski is 9. Harrington is 10. Chandler is 11. Did I say Chandler?
Yeah.
Chandler's 11. And then whoever.
Sweet.
Ashcraft,
Rich,
Chandler.
we are well past your time of being here. I know I pushed us back a little bit to be but sometimes when you gotta clean up shit here and puke, and dogs just getting used to being home, and so. But yeah, that's
not a problem, man.
That's a good show tonight, buddy.
Yeah, pretty good
Rav
go
on tonight, so it's all good.
Yeah, always good to have Rav.
Absolutely. But I'm not going to do what Dylan did last night and just say my and Dylan. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, Dylan said his closing speech and then hit the end button. Didn't let anyone else speak on closing it out. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know if he did it on purpose or he just forgot to let us close or not, but I was like, what? Anyway, you can get me at Sports Talking It on Twitter, guys. You can get me on Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. You can get me on Tuesday night here at 9:00 on Open Sports Mic. As you know, it's Wednesday night. Me and Rich, we started a little late. Sorry, guys. We must thank everyone for tuning in, all the comments. Marcus, Scott, Rav even commented before he popped in. Everyone viewing, I thank you. And Rich is going to close it out, and I will see you Tuesday. Rich will see you Tuesday, maybe.
Hopefully. But yeah, you can get me on Twitter, Big Rich 8371, on Facebook, just my name, Rich Richardson. Tuesday nights, open mic. Wednesday here, Steel City Sports Talk, both 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Starting February the 2nd, Two Tire Change starts back up for the NASCAR season. It'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central here on the network. So very excited about getting that back going. And
we got the wrestling show yet, Rich, or what's going on with that?
I got to get with Haas and get it all hammered out. I mean, I've got the format. I just got to get the dates hammered out. I guess we just need to record them. Because I think the problem, I want to go live so we can take questions in that, but I don't know that it's going to be doable. So that's where I just don't know that our schedules are going to work to do it every week, because I know he's working like he's working like one Saturday a month. And if I get, stuck with something on a Saturday, then, we're going to we won't be able to go live. So that's why I'm trying to figure out, we're probably going to have to record it and put it up there to go on Saturday morning. But I got to get with him and we got to talk it out. So hopefully here in the next week or two, we'll get the wrestling list out there and
good.
Start having some fun with that and having fun with y'all talking some old school and new school wrestling. So it'll be a good time.
Coco beware, baby. Coco beware.
Oh, jeez. I remember the first time I saw him, he was part of a tag team called the Pretty Young Things, the PYTs, in Texas. And they came out in the Michael Jackson red jackets and they played PYT for them to come down the ring and all that stuff. He wasn't Coco Beware at that point. It was Coco Ware. Tyree. Oh, crud. Norvell Austin and Coco Ware. The PYTs. And both of them look like they hit every branch on the ugly tree.
Oh, shit. But anyway, guys, I thank everyone for tuning in. Me, Rich, signing off.
Till next week.